Madrid having won in 3 games. That's the most this season so far, and those 2 out of those 3 games, they didn't score a single goal. What's going on, Real Madrid? What is the problem? And this match was just the complete opposite. For me, I was really surprised by the starting lineup. For them having Fran, I thought they were gonna have Fran as more of a wing back, but no, he was playing as like basically a full out winger. He was dropping back, but pretty much it's surprising. I mean, for me, I've always been a Fran Garcia fan, but uh, I don't know. If you take out Carreras and put in Fran, then sure. But yeah, coming into this game, what is formation? Not formation. What is this starting 11? And the way how Real Madrid played today, and for me, they were terrible, absolutely terrible. Elche, for me, had more possession in the ball. They were playing better. They were playing simple passes. Madrid couldn't do anything. They, Madrid had no freedom. Um, there was a few chances where it's just they couldn't make a pass. They were always putting themselves in a position where they couldn't get the ball and try to get an advantage from it. If that makes sense. Madrid should have lost this match. Really, this really thing because it happened. This happened 2 days ago. I'm just doing it now because I never did it, and my goal is to report on every Madrid game. So I'm trying to remember as much as possible. I just remember the first half where, like, there was a chance where Rodrygo was running through the middle after a counter attack, and Mbappe goes to complete Mbappe. Arda was right here, or basically right here. Mbappe, there was this player here. It was more open here, but Mbappe decides to run through the right side. Meanwhile, I think it was Rodrygo or Bellingham being there, and I'm like, well, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Um, Trent looked decent on his crosses. His defending wasn't the best. There's a lot of moments where he would like lose the ball and he just couldn't get it back. Um, it's a huge lack from the team. How do you look pretty decent? I wouldn't say Madrid were playing amazing ball earlier this season. They were playing better for me than last season. Just to have these last 3 games just shambles against Rayo, where they looked bad at against Liverpool, and against Elche, teams that you should win. An underperforming Liverpool who lost 6 out of 7 games in the Premier League. Rayo, who are a decent team, qualified for European football last season, have a strong foundation, but you're Real Madrid. You got to beat them. And they have Elche. There's no excuse for that. I mean, the two players that scored on you were academy players, Fabus and Rodriguez. Yes, they have Andre Silva, who's played European football, who's played in the World Cup for Portugal, who's played, who's a decent number 9, who's been through Europe. Rafa Mir, who was in Valencia, Just, former Madrid academy player, Hector Fort, Barcelona loanee. So you have and Pena, Naki Pena, who's also a Barcelona loanee. But yeah, it's just disappointing. And then you come into for me, he put on Gonzalo way too late. I think out of any player besides Mbappe, not saying Mbappe played good, but out of any player who got into the field and tried to create chances or have a chance in goal, Gonzalo was honestly the only one. His positioning was good. I just was really confused at times where he would be on the right wing during plays, and I'm just like, why? What is going on there? I would see Gonzalo running. He's not up top in the middle. It would be Vinny. I would be like, why isn't Gonzalo there? Why like what does make that make sense? I would see Gonzalo running down the wing. No, you don't do that. It's just really mind blowing to me. And it sucks to see Hendrick still on the bench. I think he would have made a huge more impact than Rodrygo or Vini Jr. Um yeah, I mean it's just Vini Jr. Like I said, he reminds me of Franco. I like Franco, but they're just players that would get to the final third, lose the ball. They will try to dribble around the defender. They can't, and then it will just repeat during the whole game. Um, yeah, it's just really surprising. With also all these headlines of wanting Xabi out, this and that. Um, it's just really shocking to me. And then the second half was no better. I think Elche dominated the second half, and Madrid could have won it. Gonzalo missed a huge chance towards the end. Mbappe had a few chances in the first. But like besides, and of course you have the header. Um, you have the goal from Bellingham at the last minute, and you have the Dean Huijsen goal that went off Bellingham. People were saying handball. I feel like it was more up here than actual hand, so I don't think that was. And then people were saying for the Vini kick, literally Suarez has done the same thing, and they counted it. And the Alvaro and the goalkeeper themselves said it was just part of the play, and you can't really do nothing about it, which the commentators also agreed with. So if people saying robbery, it's not a robbery. um, but this was just a really, really bad game for Madrid. And your next match is Olympiacos. A bunch of players are out. I know Militao's out, Huijsen's out, Courtois is out. So Lunen's finally getting a shot. Franco's out. I think Camavinga. Just a bunch of players. Not sure. This and including a couple from the starting 11. So that's going to be a huge thing. I'm trying to remember the second half because I know there's so many negatives about this match. And it's just all the hate Madrid. I'm not saying not all the hate the players are bringing in for Madrid, such as Vini and all that. Because what I don't understand is, you're mad. I get it. But you're underperforming. You have a team that can rotate. Like, they're not forcing a player to play because someone's hurt. They're making substitutions because you have the privilege to do that. Because you have world name players who won Champions Leagues able to rotate for you. Vini, and you have good players as well. I do like Brahim Diaz. Is he to his standards? No. But he's 100% capable of it. And Gonzalo Garcia, you need a 9. Vini or Mbappe gotta go. They're not gonna bench Mbappe. He's been their best players so far this season and last season. Vini hasn't performed last season, and for me, he hasn't performed this season. He had 2-3 good games. That's it. You're not, and people are like bench Mbappe. No, you're not benching your best players that's scoring almost every game for you. You're not doing that. Put Mbappe on the left. Put Gonzalo up top, and then you'll see how you do. Maybe try Franco. The thing is, you have so many midfielders. It's just it's so hard to implement, especially with Nico Paz coming back. You have Ceballos, Guler, Bellingham, Camavinga. Like, it's just so hard to adapt. Maybe it might have been a good thing Ceballos to go. He probably will leave in the summer. I would think so. Because what I want what they did in the Club World Cup. They looked so much more freely Real Madrid and during the Club World Cup. Tchouaméni will play as like a false D CDM type role. They would have Militao and was Huijsen playing? Yeah, Militao and Huijsen. And then wingbacks, Fran looks good, but you're not going to bench Carreras because he's been obviously better. So put Carreras in the wingback, Trent as a right wingback. This is where it gets tricky. Right here would be Tchouaméni. Arda, Bellingham going to start because they're household names and you're not going to really bench them. And then here is probably going to be Fede. So Bellingham, Fede, or Bellingham, Fede, Arda, or swap these two. Maybe Bellingham back and then Arda's a 10. And then up top, Mbappe and Gonzalo Garcia. As much as I Vini, I grew up watching, bro. I've seen Vini from his lows to first join the team to his highs, but he's not showing it, and he's probably gonna leave. But that's how Madrid's only way is gonna work. If you put a number 9 up here, that's pretty much what I have to take for this match. Elche were just honestly for me the better team. Yeah, it's a shame. It's really a shame. The next game is against Olympiacos. Fixtures. Girona, Bilbao, Celta Vigo, City, and Alaves for basically the month of December. It might be a match or two. Nope. So they have like a 10-day break. 12, 13. But yeah, just not looking good so far for the month of November. They have 2 more games in November, and we'll see how Madrid do.